channel for a series type of the spirit of all. So, without further ado, this is my first vlog. This is the last episode, creepypasta reading for week 2. The first one called Angry Sylvester. I'm pretty sure that a lot of you remember watching Looney Tunes as a kid. So do I. And my favorite character was Sylvester Cat until one night back in the summer of 1998. I saw an episode that rather frightened me, but since the cartoon played late at night, when I should have already gone to bed, I was half asleep. So I only remember parts of it, like a creepy TV in Sylvester's room that turned on all by itself. I thought maybe it was just a nightmare. Sadly, it wasn't. The following summer, me and my brother were bored on an afternoon. We decided to watch some TV. We flicked to Cartoon Network just in time when Looney Tunes was starting. It played 2 normal episodes featuring Sylvester. Nothing special, except one thing. When the second part was coming to an end, me and my brother felt like something wasn't right. We thought that it might show a certain episode once again. Then, it happened. The episode didn't have the usual opening, which many of the Looney Tunes segments had. Neither the catchy title music. It just skipped to the title screen. No fade or anything. It just switched right there. There was no title written on the screen. Instead, it showed the living room of a house. The layouts were drawn entirely of tuca, red, and black as emptiness, and there wasn't any music here either. The only sound that could be heard during this part was the woman saying, directed by. The creepy thing about it was the auto used our country's native language, Hungarian, and this happened way before Cartoon Network started broadcasting it. Hungarian. Like the announcer was slowly being. Once more, the cartoon never faded to the beginning. It simply switched right there. Sylvester standing in front of something that looked like a military base for a second. There wasn't any music, just dead silence. So it also didn't look like he did in the other cartoons. He looked bruised and battered. His eyes had no pupils. Sylvester didn't say anything. He just looked really angry. In the next scene, he entered a military base, but it was completely empty. No guards or soldiers were present, but Sylvester still entered. He wanted to get revenge on whoever was inside for what they presumably did to him, so he decided to sabotage the facility by destroying all lights hanging from the ceiling. The scene looked very disturbing. While Sylvester was tearing down each light fixture, his claws grew to a ridiculous size, and oil trickled down his hands. The only audio that could be heard during the scene was the sound of sparking electricity, which sounded very loud and frighteningly realistic. The scene was also flashing rapidly, making it appear even more unnerving and dangerous to anyone who suffers from epilepsy. The entire sequence repeated itself 10 times before it cut to the next scene. Sylvester was now at home, but Granny, Tweety, and Hector were nowhere to be found, completely alone. His room appeared empty and surreal. The floor was red, and the walls looked like they were on fire. The room contained 2 tables, a large one that had a toy dog with a screwdriver on it, along with a smaller one, which included an ancient TV set facing directly at the viewer. There was also a window in the background, but the beams were misaligned, so it looked resembling an inverted crucifix. Outside, it was just pitch black. Not as if it was night outside. Not as if it was night outside, but like there was no existence beyond that window. Sylvester proceeded to repair the toy dog with a screwdriver, when suddenly the TV on the small table turned on by itself. The TV showed an extremely unsettling cartoon. The background music sounded like someone repeatedly banging the keys on an organ. Also, the score was in reverse and played back at the slower pitch. It started by showing a force of the cartoony moon above it. What a creepy look on its face. A few seconds later, it switched to a narrow room. The room itself appeared empty, but something could be heard looking at one in the room. Whatever it was, made a metallic thumping sound with each step. 5 seconds later, which the other end of the room, Job Big was standing there, also looking angry. He was holding a pistol in his hand. However, he didn't appear bruised like Sylvester did. He said something to the monster at the other end of the room and then fired a few times. After that, it cut to static and a loud bang was heard. The screen faded to black. A few seconds later, the screen faded back to Sylvester in his room, standing next to the wreckage of his destroyed TV, looking even more angry, with more angry, with more, even more. And his eyes were dark red at this time. The disturbing image of an angry Sylvester screamed for about 10 seconds, then just went to black. About a minute later, Cartoon Network came back on, with the normal coming up next. Next theme.